Hi everyone, I'm Hannah Rosanelli and welcome back to Meditation March. Thank you all so much for joining me. If you haven't already, take a moment to hit that subscribe button because we will be doing a series of meditations for the entire month of March this year, designed to take us through our entire bodies. In traditional Chinese medicine, there are 12 primary organs and there is a separate meridian associated with each organ. So for the rest of the month, we will be doing meditations designed to calm and harmonize each of these meridians. If you have any questions along the way, make sure you post those in the comments section because I will be actively checking those every day and I'll make sure to respond to your comments and answer your questions. Today, we are going to be talking about the gallbladder. I just mentioned a minute ago that there are 12 different meridians associated with the different organs in traditional Chinese medicine. What I love the most about the gallbladder, meridian specifically, but also the gallbladder, is that it's so different from all of the others. So all of our other meridians are either on the front of the body or the back of our body. The gallbladder meridian is the only one that zigzags down the side of the body. And so it's different. It's very unique. We tend to associate the organs, the meridians on the back of the body with our past. And there's an association with the meridians on the front of our body as representing our futures. And so the gallbladder meridian, because it zigzags its way down the side of the body, is associated with the present and living in the present moment and what you're doing right here, right now, not what you're doing tomorrow and not what you were doing yesterday, but it's all about right now. And with meditation, I just love that so much. So diving right into the gallbladder meridian, it starts here at the corner of the eye. It comes down around the back side of the ear, back up over the top of the head to the forehead here, just above the eye. Then it comes back, it makes one more loop, pass around the back of the head, down to the top of our shoulders here. Anyone who carries a lot of stress in their shoulders, right up here, we have this trigger point in massage therapy that is fancily named the weight of the world point. So when this seizes up and gets really tight on you, we say it's like you're trying to carry the weight of the world on your shoulders. Then it comes back around the shoulder. You're not going to see the rest of it. Zigzags down the side of the body and down the outside of our legs through the hips and down all the way down to the fourth toe. So starting off, our stretches for today is a nice long extended side stretch. You're going to lie on the left side of your body with your arms above your head. You're going to bring your left knee, which is the bottom knee, out in front of you for support. Your right leg is going to be nice and long. Some people like to have a bolster or a pillow under their side in their abdominal area between the hips and the rib cage. You might also want another pillow under your head. So right now you should be in this shape. Let your eyes gently close and begin to tune into your breath.
And we will begin a body scan. Bring your attention to the outer corner of your right eye and over to your right ear. Draw a circle around the back side of your ear. Retrace the circle coming back up to your forehead, just above your right eye, and making one more loop down the back of the head to the base of the skull, down the neck, into the right shoulder, coming around the front of the shoulder, below the armpit, down the side ribs, down into the right hip, back into the glutes, and following the IT band, down the side of the leg, through the outside of the knee, down the fibula, down around the ankle, and across the top of the foot to the fourth toe. Perhaps there is an area where you feel sensation or an amplified signal. Wherever it is, really focus on it. Imagine that you could trace the boundary of it. Is it moving or is it still? Is it shallow, like on the surface of the skin, or deep? Review the boundary again. Where is the upper part and where is the lower part, below which the sensation isn't really of interest? How far does it go to the left? And how far to the right? We call this having a complete experience of a physical phenomenon, without judgment, without interpretation. In today's practice, we will have two targets of our attention, one on the left and one on the right. This is the target on the left. Now let's shift to the right fingertips. In slow motion, make micro movements in your right fingertips. Notice if they make contact with the surface. Count your fingertips. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Notice if there is any pressure in your hand or your fingers. Feel the temperature of the air around your hand. Feel the texture of the surface. Imagine you have a piece of cardboard under your hand and a magic marker. Begin to trace your hand on the piece of cardboard. Your magic marker is going up and down each finger one at a time. Then down the outer side, across the palm, up the thumb, and back up the index finger. Now we are ready for another shift. Direct your attention back to the target, the first place you were observing, and just hold curiosity. Is it the same? Or is it slightly different? It's like you're taking inventory. What is present in this location now? It could be exactly the same. It could be a little different. It could be totally different. It could have disappeared altogether and now somewhere else along that line is lighting up. Make your way up into a seated position and begin to make your way into the stretch on the right side. So your right side will be on the ground, your right leg will be bent in front of you, your left leg extended out long, arms above you. Take a moment to adjust your pillows or blankets and make sure you're comfortable. And we will begin a body scan, beginning at the corner of your left eye and coming out to your left ear. Imagine tracing a circle around your ear, then trace the circle back up to the forehead, above your left eye, and one more loop back down around the head to the base of the skull, coming down the neck, into the big muscle at the top of the shoulder, around the front of the shoulder, underneath the armpit, down the side of the ribs, down into the hip, and back into the glutes, and then following the IT band down the outer side of the leg, to the outside of the knee, down the fibula, down around the ankle bone, and across the top of the foot until you reach the fourth toe. Now get a sense of where along that line catches your attention. Don't overthink it. Just direct your attention to the first place that speaks to you. Anywhere from the corner of your left eye all the way down the side of your body to your fourth toe. Once again, notice where your attention is drawn. Imagine the boundary. Where is the upper edge and the lower edge? How far does it go to the right and to the left? Just notice. Is it moving or is it still? Sometimes things will be dense and block-like. Other times they can be swirling or drifting. And you're just noticing, not trying to change it, not trying to figure it out, not asking why. Is it shallow or is it deep? Shallow would be on the outer surface, and deep would be somewhere way in the body. Do you have a sense of what color it is? What sound it might make? How dense it might be? Now let's shift to the left fingertips. In slow motion, make micro movements in your left fingers. Notice if they make contact with the surface. Count your fingers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Notice if there is any pressure in your hand or your fingers. Feel the temperature of the air around your hand. Feel the texture of the surface. As we did before, begin to trace your hand on a piece of cardboard. Your magic marker is going up and down each finger one at a time, then down the outer side, across the palm, up the thumb, and back up the index finger. Now shift your attention back to the target on the right. Is it still there? If so, is it the same? Or is it different? Just taking inventory. What is present in this location now? Now we'll have a shift into our second position. Make your way down so that you're seated on the floor. Take your left pointer finger and find the outside ankle bone on your left foot. Bring your finger down off the ankle bone into a little hole, and we're going to apply pressure until you feel sensation, but not so much that it becomes painful. Let's hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and we'll repeat on the right foot for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now make your way onto your back and lift your left leg up so that your foot is facing the ceiling. Slowly bring your left leg across your body into a twist. Using your block for support if your foot doesn't make it all the way to the floor. Take a moment to get comfortable and close your eyes. Direct your attention back to the first target, the one we identified on the left side of the body. Is it still there? If so, Is it the same or is it different? If it's not there anymore, begin a body scan, starting with the outer corner of your left eye, coming over to the ear, going around the ear, back around the ear to the forehead, over the head, down to the base of the skull, down the neck, through the shoulder, around the front of the shoulder to the side of the ribs below the armpit, down the ribs, down into the hip, and back to the glutes, down the IT band, past the knee, down the fibula, around the bottom of the ankle, and across the foot to the fourth toe. Stop at the first place that speaks to you and give it your undivided attention. Imagine the boundary. Where is the upper edge and the lower edge? How far to the left does it go, and how far to the right? Is it moving, or is it still? How dense is it? Does it feel heavy or light? Is it superficial or is it deep? What color is it? What does it sound like? Don't judge. Don't interpret. Simply hold curiosity and listen. Now let's shift to the right fingertips. In slow motion, make micro movements in your right fingertips. Notice if they make contact with the surface. Count your fingertips. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Notice if there is any pressure in your hand or your fingers. Feel the temperature of the air around your hand. Feel the texture of the surface. Imagine you have a piece of cardboard under your hand and a magic marker. Begin to trace your hand on a piece of cardboard. Your magic marker is going up and down each finger one at a time, then down the outer side, across the palm, up the thumb, and back up the index finger. Now direct your attention back to the target on the left. Is it still there? If so, is it the same? Or is it different? Bring your leg back up so it's pointing toward the ceiling. Bend your knee and release your left foot from the strap. Wrap the strap around your right foot, lifting your leg up toward the ceiling, holding on for support with your hands, and slowly lowering your right leg across the body over toward the left. Now we'll shift your attention to the target on the right. Is it still there? If so, is it the same or is it different? If it's not there anymore, begin a body scan, starting from the outer corner of the right eye, coming out to the ear, around the ear, around the head, up to the forehead, over the back of the head, down the neck, around the front of the shoulder, under the armpit, down the ribs, on the side of the body, down into the hip, back into the glutes, down the IT band on the outer side of the leg, down the outside of the knee, down the fibula, down around the bottom of the ankle, and across the top of the foot, finishing at the fourth toe. Stop on the first place that speaks to you and give it your attention. Imagine the boundary. Where is the upper edge and the lower edge? How far to the left does it go, and how far to the right? Is it moving, or is it still? How dense is it? Does it feel heavy or light? Is it superficial or deep? What color is it? What does it sound like? Now let's shift to the left fingertips. In slow motion, make micro movements in your left fingers. Notice if they make contact with the surface. Count your fingers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Notice if there is any pressure in your hand or your fingers. Feel the temperature of the air around your hand. Feel the texture of the surface. As we did before, begin to trace your hand on a piece of cardboard. Your magic marker is going up and down each finger one at a time, then down the outer side, across the palm, up the thumb, and back up the index finger. Now we will have one final shift. Direct your attention to the target on the right. Really notice what is present. Maybe similar, maybe different. And what about the target on the left? Is it the same, or is it different? Slowly wiggle your fingers and toes to bring yourself back into your body. This completes our practice for today. If you're lying down, very slowly begin to sit up. Thank you for joining me. May you carry light and gratitude with you throughout your day.